gather your sword and board and get ready for adventure, because it's time for Pain. Campaign 3, 2, 1.
Oh man, all right, this is killer. I'm excited. I wonder where the music is. I need a little, is this it? Oh, look at that, little music from a bard. So as this is a shocking surprise, here we are. We got Bridget, we have Belith, we have Liam, we have the DM, and we have me, the guy who talks too much, the bard. And we are sitting down tonight to do a halfway through the season episode of campaign. We're going to do a couple little episodes where we get to know the characters, get to know the people that made the characters, and we're going to sit down tonight with Belith. She is well, she's going to tell us all about her character tonight, but we're going to talk about everyone here tonight. And this is the kind of a funny thing, is that when we started this rambunctious idea of a D&D campaign where Liam and Bridget carry the weight. Oh, actually, no, Orlep too. So I guess it's really just Levine and I who don't know how to play D&D.
Just the two.
we started out and we went to a escape room where the five of us kind of got together and we got to know each other because we didn't all know each other very well. And we definitely found each other's strengths and weaknesses. Some of us claimed they were better at putting pretty picture and shapes on the wall, and some of us did the periodic table of elements.
To be fair, the pictures on the wall thing wasn't your fault, because the lady said that thing went there, and it certainly didn't. So that was not your fault.
So at the core of every good D&D group is the support no matter what. And that is the unmitigated support that we give each other. Oh man, I'm very excited for this because we have spent a lot of time on recording and not recording, and I'm shopping now. But that's okay because I'm recording locally, so it's okay. So right now, my basement is flooded, and I am sitting in my kitchen, and this is a kind of an interesting situation. And Bridget's at her home. Liam is in his home, actually looking like he is sharing his homestead with the hobbits with his background. And we are all here to get to know the characters. So, all right. So, man, does anybody know when the anniversary of our escape room / Starbucks was?
When it was?
Yeah, when it was. Does anybody know? I didn't even look it up.
I
should have looked it up. No, I don't actually.
I could look.
Because that sounded like I almost had it in my head and I was like kind of
That's what I was
it.
like. Yeah, I was like, are you gonna like tell me?
No, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna fill I'm gonna fill the air with like.
Was it before? Oh, it was before Christmas.
Let's
oh my
see.
God, it's October 6th.
Was it?
Yeah.
No way.
I was gonna
That's
say
like-
it had to be around this week.
That's
last
6
year.
days from now.
That's
or 5 days from
crazy.
now.
Because I feel like when
That's
we were
crazy.
here last year, it felt like the year was much more, I don't know, like a little more, I was a little more forward into the year, felt a little more relaxed, and now we're like, oh my God, things are crazy. But wow, October 6th, right? So we are 5 days
like,
shy.
That's almost a year.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. That
Right?
does not seem that long.
That is crazy because we did that, right? And then we were like, we should probably pick a date to start playing D&D. And Liam just got the lasers going. This is amazing. All right. There's so much context for so much stuff right now. So let's go back for a second. So we started this. We got together. We decided we're gonna do it. One of my coworkers was like, Joe was like to me, he's like, wait, have you met Bridget yet? You're gonna love working with her. She's got like D&D stickers in her water bottle and stuff. And then I'm like, wait, hey, do you want to join our group? Like, I don't even know you, dude. And then we kind of got this like group together, and humorously most of us work together.
I was like, hey, you want to join my group?
Here's some sourdough. Do
Here's
you want to play some
bread.
D&D? As most normal conversations start.
Wait, did you only know Mike for like less than a month at that point?
Before he gave me bread, it was a day.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah, which is normal for way
It
to
was a
be
day.
people.
One day.
Some people stick their hands out like a handshake and say, I'm such and such. I'm like, here's your bag.
Here's
my
a bag
big
full of
yeast.
bread.
This is normal, right? Yeah. Oh my goodness. So we started this thing, and we went through so many different people who were gonna do this, and then we kind of like all shuffled it around, and the people that were kind of into it found their spot, and you, Bridget, and Orlep definitely, without a doubt, set the precedent of like people that know what they're doing, and then Levine and I hopped along as the people who had a lot to learn. So this is without a doubt a funny group of friends, and Liam, we're going to spend an entire episode with you, of course, getting to know kind of how things came together and all this stuff, but we're going to get into it because Bridget is furiously chugging orange juice right now because she's got a little bit of a cold. And
it's actually emergency.
Oh, emergency.
My lifeline.
No, that's pretty good.
Yeah, stuff is great.
Oh man, you know, everything now that I talk to, I feel like there's a pun waiting to happen or a music reference. So let's get right into this. So okay, so I'm gonna start right out with one of the funniest moments that I felt Bridget had a moment where she just completely lost it, was the shoes moment with TR33.
Don't bring it up again because I'm gonna start laughing again.
So there is, without a doubt, an ongoing gag where it seems like Liam, God bless, is like trying to control us, and then we're just like crazed children on sugar as we run around like where one person's focusing, the rest of us are making jokes behind the scene. So if you listen to the podcast, you could probably hear like in a quieter conversation off to the side where just like people we're just like playing like top this with bad puns, and one of the things that happened was ridiculous.
I was laughing so hard.
Oh my god.
I was literally crying.
Do you remember? He literally said to you like he was like outside your door and sort of like just listening to see if you're okay, and he was like giving a hypothetical scenario where like he might be bending down to tie his shoes, to which the entire thing steamrolled into this idea that he might wear night shoes, high tops, Converse, of course, right?
It was like oh, like I imagine you wearing like high top shoes, and then we went on with the whole thing, and then Liam was like, all right, so it's like the next day, like tree's getting up, and you just go, he takes off his shoes, and I lost it. It was so funny.
Oh my god, I still can't unsee this humongous Warforged thing, which in my mind looks like Groot, I don't know, and somehow he's wearing high tops, so that's amazing. Do you remember, were there any other like funny moments that you totally recall, or was that like the tops for you?
I feel like anytime Mike is trying, well, there's 7 mics. Anytime Tree is trying to do anything, but also make it look cool at the same time, just leads to it not being cool, and it just be like the whole thing with like the pig, or like the hog, whatever it was. It's like, it's just so like ridiculously insane.
I think we have to ask him like, Tree, what was the name of the pig? And I think every time we go on an episode, he's picked a different name every time, right?
It hasn't been the same.
Not at all. Hoggers, Sweeters, whatever it was, ridiculous. And then for you, yeah, we'll have to get to the whole Tree things. I think you're going to come up with a series of questions for him. Maybe we'll have you interview him, because I think especially the moment where like everything was finally going well, where we put a whole scenario together where like I changed my form, I changed my race basically, and then I got a whole situation to cover, and he's like, hey guys, what's going on? And that was with the cook, like, and it just mayhem ensues.
Just insane.
Oh my god. All right, let's see what else we got here. All right.
And the only thing that saved them were 2 nat 20s.
2 nat 20s.
Yeah, literally.
How does he roll well on like wisdom checks, and he can't roll well on a strength check? It's out of control. All right, so let's talk about Bridget and creating her character. So, all right, so now in our descriptions, which have changed, and it's been a while now, I think you made the reference that your character was like Elle from Legally Blonde. Right, and that was kind of how we got started, and she's kind of like the popular girl, and doesn't really get her hands dirty, and doesn't really, talk to losers basically, and she doesn't really work out, she doesn't really sweat, but man, does your character kill things with bow and arrow, and jump and do crazy moves, and make Legolas look like your stunt double. So I have to say, did the character change at all from what you conceived originally, or is this kind of like what you were kind of going for?
I don't think it changed. I just feel like she's the exact opposite that I am, like in my head, because like she's like the popular girl that like doesn't do anything, like is like nasty and blah blah blah, and that's like the opposite of my actual personality, which I think is always fun to like play.
Definitely.
Opposite of like me. But I don't think it changed at all. I think that like her background gives her the ability to be a badass, but like she just didn't want anybody to think that like she was, because she was used to getting like the rich girl treatment. So like why would she have to defend herself against something? Like she's being forced to like use the skills that she had and didn't let anybody see, kind of thing.
That was especially like, so you definitely, I mean, obviously your knowledge of the game and everything else, but like you made, like, I think Orlep maybe is slightly a little bit more advanced than everyone with like the combinations of like that guy scares me, but you definitely string together some moves where you're like flipping and jumping out of trees and shooting things in the face before anybody else gets to go. So I think definitely the Deadly Assassin without a doubt has taken hold. What about, what do you think your old life versus your new life? Do you think, I don't know, I mean, maybe Liam will jump in and tell us, I can't ask you this question, but do you think at some point those two worlds are going to combine? Because no, there was already, what was his name, Winston? There was a character that you knew from your old life, kind of who trained you. Yeah. Not Winston, I'm thinking of a different character.
The guy that trained me, or
yes.
the guy that was my friend, or the guy that like ruined our...
I think it was the guy who was your friend that you knew before that happened to be like...
Yeah, who happened to be at camp now. Yeah, I feel like they're gonna have to meld at some point, and I'm sure Liam will figure out a way to make that meld that I don't know yet, which is great. But I think Bella is almost thinking like she can keep this part of her at camp and not let anybody at home know that this is her at camp for now. But like I feel like that's gonna probably change at some point. Thanks.
Somewhere between sigils on plates and hiding.
Oh my god, the plate!
Hiding your face from goblins, and as I'm like, I want to give her a help action, and Liam's like, "What's a help action?" I'm like, "I don't know." There's something that has come up. We never actually got to that, so I don't think it's fair of me to ask because, it was basically I rolled badly, you rolled well, and then Liam's like, "No, they're just plates." And I'm like,
nope,
are they just plates? And you're like, Jesus Christ, not for the plates. All right, let's see.
Stop talking about the goddamn plates.
You having a dinner party? Bella? All right, let's see. I want to ask you. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like, and correct me if I'm like wrong, Bridget. I feel like Bellis isn't like compared to like Elle from Lily One, she isn't like anti-establishment, but she's more like anti-parents. Like whatever aligns with like the anti-parent movement is kind of like what you do.
And it's like also like she like anti-parent, and like I feel like she's very like anti anybody that tries to tell her what to do, because like her parents have been telling her what to do the whole time. So I think she's very much so like against the man.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, anyone tells you, you're like, no.
Yeah.
What's it called? You're like the character that's most likely to get emancipated out of all of us.
Yeah, literally.
or maybe you won't have a choice in that matter. So the next question I have was, well, I think we maybe will come clean on, is that we decided somehow in between our sessions that somehow you knew my missing brother and the backstory, which we're still piecing together in some way. But I think that's, that'll kind of come out in due time. As Liam is staring over my shoulder. I don't know what he's saying, but I hope he's not, I hope I'm not talking over him. Let's talk about, we got the night shoes. Let's talk about imperfections. So, for your character, what do you think, besides like anti-establishment, or not anti-establishment, anti-parent, what would be the biggest imperfection of your character and like what makes it so good?
I think that she tries to like take charge too often, because she's just like, I'm so sick of you losers, like let me just do it. And then like, not like, sometimes it works, but like other times there's been times where like it was the very much so like wrong thing to do at that time. So I feel like that's a big character flaw, but I feel like that's kind of the kind of character flaw that it's gonna take her like really messing something up to stop doing it. Like it's gonna have to be like detrimental for her to stop.
Well, like there are very funny moments where like I think several times early on we were like talking about plans, and then you just pushed us aside. You walked through a door. So like there was definitely a very funny side of that between you and Goldor. Goldor was just like sure, I guess I'll go first. So what could possibly happen? Only though we found out later when his microphone was kind of low, and in episodes where we started to play together, we were like, oh, this guy's a beast.
This guy's crazy.
This guy is.
I was gonna say, I feel like Belle has a little bit of like a Marty McFly thing going on, where like, you call me chicken? Oh, I was just saying, I also feel like Belle's got a little bit of like a Marty McFly thing, where it's like, you know, like those scenes in Back to the Future where like,
don't call
they
me
call
yellow?
him chicken.
Yeah,
don't call me chicken. Like,
Yeah.
don't tell me I can't take that bow shot.
100%.
Oh, that's amazing. Oh, now I have a whole different viewpoint of Belith as like she's gonna go like back in time and like play guitar. All right, this is good. This is very good. All right, let me switch views
And
again.
try to not be with my mom. Yeah.
And then you're gonna be like, oh no, I'm fading in this photo. Let me do something about it. All right, let's see. Something about a clock tower. All right, cool. All right. Now that I can hear you, this is exciting. Okay, cool. So let's talk about episodes, puns, and references. So we somehow decided that this campaign, we would somehow do music references. It probably had something to do with the first episode when Liam named one of the characters Crombie, and then we couldn't help ourselves and we called it Crombie, Stills, and Nash. Or Swill and Nash. Crombie, Swill, and Nash. Crombie being the guy, Swill being the bad beer at the establishment, and Nash like a rat gnawing on trees. Like, that might be a little bit of a stretch, but it worked for us. So after that happened, then we decided that somehow we would make it very punny and make it very music referencey, and we somehow miraculously came up with the first 8 episode titles, all based on songs and references. So how has that gone over the course of the campaign so far?
Well, I mean, it's been funny because like working with you, you would like walk in and be like, all right, so I have 7 new titles. Let's do this. And I'm like, okay. Like, that's what we're doing for the remainder of our time together now today.
Basically.
And that was really fun. It was funny because it was like somebody would say something and then like immediately like you just watch like all 4 brains go title, let me think of a song. And it's like just everybody would just start like thinking of a song.
Oh my god.
And like that is just like, it's funny to watch like the wheels turn as it's like in real time as it's happening.
Because you know, like you almost know when someone's about. You almost know when somebody's about to make a title reference because like their eyebrows are just like.
Yeah, exactly. And then like it'll be like 20 minutes or like 30 minutes after somebody says something, and somebody will just go this, and we're like. Yes, that. That's it.
What was it? Bourgeoisie? Who came out? That was
bourgeoisie. That was me. I said bourgeoisie. And then we were like, "Is that a song?" And then Orlep was like, "Yeah, that is a song." And I was like, "I did that."
That was ridiculous. Yeah, that was ridiculous. Liam had a couple, but what happens with Orlep is Orlep usually asks a question knowing darn well that he has a joke or a reference that he's going to tell you. So it's like, what if this was happening? Then it would be the blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, you're so funny and smart. Like, it's out of control. Oh my God. But the, I think we were waiting at least half a season to finally use Welcome to the Fungal for Orlep.
Yeah.
That was just, we held that one tight because I was like, what are we going to do here? But
we held on to that one for a while.
Man, there's so many. The Dock of Decay. Oh man. All right. Well, we're gonna have a lot more of those in the second half of the season. What about? Let's see. What about? Okay. How many times? Are you okay? The bridge is dying a slow. Oh no, hiccups. This is just things are happening. So there was a whole thing where it almost became comedy after a while, where a combination of things. One. People would have the wrong dice with them or wouldn't use the right dice or would forget to look at their bonuses and their characters. So like as somebody who knows what they're doing, like did you just want to smack yourself in the head or did this become humorous or were you like, oh, that's endearing. People need to learn how to play D&D.
I mean, it was kind of nice because I felt useful. I was like, actually, no, this is this, and you have to use this dice for this. Here, you want my nice shiny dice? You can use it, I promise.
I love it.
But you have to give it back. So it's kind of nice, because, like, when I play my other campaign that I have, like, with my, like, brother, like, we're the two that spearhead everything because we're the two that know the most. So it's like I get to help in like both aspects, and then it's cool and nice because it's like if I say something and then like Orlep will say something that like goes along with it in reference to like one of you guys, and then it'll make you come up with a cool idea to like do with what you will with the information that you got. So I feel like it's cool. It's like a teaching moment, which is ironic, but it's like a teaching moment.
But I like it's funny because like, well, there's two things I think are really cool about that. Like one is I think like especially with geeky stuff, unfortunately there's like a lot of like toxic masculinity with some of this stuff. So I think it's really cool that like one of the top knowledgeable people in this entire thing is you. And then like, you're playing with a bunch of dudes, but like I don't even think of it that way. But like I think it's really cool that you are like, you're the one that definitely knows what you're doing. And it's also very funny because there'll be times where I'm like, I'll think of like something I want to do, and I'll turn to you. I'm like, should I use this? You're like, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm like,
make your character.
Help me understand what these spells do. Let's see. So you are. We also have some other things that are kind of funny too, where there'll be times where like. I think it's beneficial to everybody because so Liam and you will definitely like have these back and forth moments where like you both have DM'd obviously and you kind of like know the lingo and like kind of almost know the language. So there'll be times where you're like, Liam, I think I want to do blah blah blah, and he's like, oh wait, hold on a second, let me check, and like, nope, you're right, and then like you guys kind of know, and you go back and forth. But there are funny things where sometimes like you'll be like, I know rule 17 paragraph 4 sentence number 3, can I do that? And then he'll be like, yeah, I'm gonna allow that. So you both have this knowledge of D&D and like what spells and things are sort of like in that gray area of like overpowered, and you sort of like neither of you really were like, can I do this thing? And then the other person was like, I don't think so for this campaign. So you both kind of agreed to stuff, whether that be like a handful of HP berries or whatever it was. So can you guys talk a little bit to that? Like is there a mutual trust? Is there just kind of an understanding or?
That's like the beauty of D&D is that there is like it's a stupid game, right? Like in reality,
True.
like that's what it is. It's just a game. So it's like, are you gonna play like Monopoly with somebody who follows every single rule to a T no matter what, or are you gonna play Monopoly with somebody who's like, whatever? Like,
right. I'll sell you Marvin Gardens if you go up and get me a snack. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. It's like the same like thought process. Like, and I feel like people that take D&D like too seriously are like, calm down, like chill out. Like,
right.
Like, I'm trying to do something cool and you're gonna be like annoying about it because it's not in the rule book. Like, the rule book is a guide. It's not like, this is how you do it. You have to do it this way because I said so. Who said so? Like, who cares?
Apparently that's not the campaign for us.
Yeah, and like I think it's like if I'm trying to do something cool and like I ask Liam and he's cool with it, then why wouldn't that be like a good thing?
As long as you're not jumping on tables,
Yeah, well, he still lets that happen, so.
Yeah, seriously. What did we learn? We don't jump on maps.
I'll just add like there's like a. Well, you coming in? No. Okay.
Was that to the raccoon or was that to your dog?
That was to the dog, trying
okay.
to prevent him from trying to kill the raccoon. So yeah, a lot of the times, like at least the 2014 version, because I know they're updating quite a bit in this year's version of the rules. There's a lot of ambiguity, and like sometimes, like if I just don't know something off the top of my head, or I don't feel like looking it up like in the moment during a session, like I'll usually like allow it as long as it's not like I want to summon a dinosaur out of nowhere. Like that wouldn't be cool, but jumping on tables is fine.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm pretty flexible that way. I think as long as like the rule, for me, like the rule of cool is definitely like the thing to go with.
I think it just makes it more fun when it's like, hey, I want to try this really cool thing, and you just immediately don't go no. Like, I think it makes it way more fun, because then it's like, if it doesn't work, and then you're like, that sucks now, doesn't it? Like, don't do cool things, like...
Well, I also feel like there's definitely a distinction between, like Liam, you don't feel like it's DM versus party. I feel like you're kind of like just
and
on board with the fun.
should never be DM versus party. It's always to like set up like problems that you have to solve, and I'm always actively rooting for you. They may be challenging, but I'm always actively rooting for you guys. I'm not trying to prevent you guys from winning or sabotaging you, for example.
And it shows.
So,
I think it makes it a lot
wherever-
more fun, you know?
Wherever I can help, I will. Yeah.
Unless you roll a 1. Let's see. So we got, oh, okay. So how does Bridget feel about goblins? Sorry. How does
Bridget
Belith
feel about goblins?
Well,
'Cause
Bridget
I
knows
don't
that
have
they're
an
not
issue
real,
with
but Belith feels. How does Belith feel? How does Bridget think Belith feels about goblins?
You know, Bella's with goblins. She chills.
Well, we laughed because you speak Goblin, right? I had a bit of a character racial moment of change where I started out as a half-elf, changed to a
Racial
changeling,
moment.
where it sounded really bad. Let's put that in context. I think I actually changed my character mid-campaign and the second episode. So if you're listening to the first episode or two, you
Literally
may find that I have
while we were playing.
While we were playing, I had night vision. I had night vision in the first episode, and then when we get to the second episode, it's gone. I don't have it anymore. And I'm like, how am I going to explain this one away? I'm like, nah, no one will notice. So that's the truth. Nobody really notices these things. But we definitely had some funny things with that. Because you speak Goblin, I spoke Goblin, and I think you chose Goblin as your, what was it, like your preferred enemy type, where you have like a bonus or something?
Yeah, I could fight them pretty well, but you know, they're cool.
And then I liked when you had to explain to everyone how goblins are not all the same size. There's hobgoblins. You might want to not make fun of that guy.
They are big.
What do you call me, like pink soft guy or something? I don't know what he called me. All right. What do you call me? You call me like soft skin or something? Like something.
Something like that.
I don't know where the pink came from. I see like Liam's wearing a pink shirt. And then there was the. Okay, so Liam, the question is really more for you, but how do you deal with the battle of the wise ass comments while you're attempting to rope us in? Like I feel like you're hurting
Wise
cats.
ass comments from who?
Oh, I mean,
It's not us.
Not us, of course. Naturally.
Not us. Never.
So I'm okay with the wise ass comments personally. I like to let you all play out your little conversations, and then bring it back to reality with like, oh, by the way, problem.
Here's what you were doing.
And then you also have like, because it's always like, I feel like Liam is either really, really good at like blocking out distractions, or he just purposely ignores us because like Liam
I think
will
it's
turn.
purposefully ignoring.
You think
because
so?
it's literally, it's like we'll be like messing around, and then all of a sudden Liam just goes, "All right, so this is happening." We're like, "Oh yeah,
you hear
right.
that pause,
We're
right?
doing something."
And I guess your little joke is over now, so we're gonna continue.
Yeah.
It also gives me time. Like I appreciate them because it also gives me time to refer to my notes and like things I
Don't
want
say
to do.
things like that.
Did you
Liam,
hear that?
because
You
it'll
heard
just
that.
get worse.
You heard that. He says he
It'll just
appreciates
get
us.
worse.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the second half of
Hey,
this season is
I'm
gonna be
always down to
interesting.
be able to look at my notes and plan for the next little segment. So
Oh,
that always
man.
helps me.
So
We're going off on tangents.
we have to ask about, well, it's not a problem unless it is a problem. And if nobody calls it a problem, it's not a problem. Tell us about your dice collection.
Okay, so listen, it didn't start out as a problem, and then it slowly became one, but it's also somewhat not my fault, because all good addicts blame other people. So
I like them. I have fun.
I bought a couple, so okay, so here's where it really started. Here's the whole story, because now I'm getting defensive.
This is almost turning into like like How I Met Your Mother. Like, kids, settle in.
I feel like I'm at like you just like brought me into like a one of those interventions. Like that's what this is. Like Orlep and Levine are gonna pop up soon, and I'm
if like the thing is
That's
like if I
exactly-
felt like you had a
exactly.
problem, I am jealous of your dice collection, so I don't think it's a problem. Maybe I'm a problem. I don't know.
So what happened was is when we started my first campaign with my brother, everybody that was playing was new to D&D. There was not a single person that had played D&D before. My brother and I just like knew more about it than everybody else. So we roped everybody into playing. It's like, our significant others and our best friends. So like we're like, now you're doing this.
That's amazing.
And so as a gift for like a haha, now you're doing this, we bought everybody dice. So we bought everybody a dice, like a set of dice. But then the thing was that on the website, if you spent over a certain amount of money, you got free things. I love free things. So I had to rack it up. And then my dice became 2 sets of dice. And then my brother got me dice for Christmas. And then my boyfriend got me dice for Christmas. And then I saw a sale because I get emails now about dice. So then it just keeps growing. And now I have a whole pouch full of dice.
That's amazing. And then your problem, I don't think a problem, your hobby, let's say, that you just kind of dive deep into, also sort of made me excited because you're like, hey, check out this website. I'm like, okay. And then
You're like shiny things.
I like shiny things. I'm like, that immaculately that turned into oh wait, Liam, in cart, $20 promotion, spend 100.
That's literally what it was.
And then like
That's
Bridget got
exactly
the stuff in
what
the
it
mail, and she's like, "Wait, I don't know how this works, but I got like a whole extra set here that I don't remember even ordering."
But like, look at all these sparkly things that
Yeah.
make noise when you shake them.
There is something about that. Oh, sorry, Liam, go ahead.
Oh, you heard me this time. Cool.
For the record, I have not been ignoring Liam. Just we're having some audio issues, and I'm actually not hearing him at times. Liam's almost like the middle child. Where like all of a sudden, like, oh, I'm sorry. I guess I have a voice at this table.
Oh, you're here? Cool.
There was a con over the summer, and I bought some dice there, and I didn't even know this before purchasing them, but they were like, oh, this is like aluminum aircraft grade aluminum dice. And that was reflected in the price because I didn't ask about the aluminum thing beforehand. I just thought they looked cool, and then I'm like, oh, that's a lot of money. But they feel really cool. They're sleek, and they're like oogie boogie green. If that makes sense.
Oh, no way.
And they have like a little potion bottle on the bag they came in, so they're like potion themed.
Do they glow in the dark or
they
no?
They don't.
I'm not judging you. I'm not like, oh, they're not good. But no, that's really cool though.
But they feel really nice to roll.
You said con. I almost feel like you were part of like some elaborate, suspicious activity where you did something, but now I realize you meant like a convention. Very nice. That's
You went
amazing.
to Comic-Con?
So what about?
No, not Comic-Con, to the Anime Con over the summer.
I was gonna be really jealous.
No, I'm not going to Comic-Con this year.
Oh man. Wait, Bridget, can you hear Bridget? We're having another moment again.
Yes,
I
I can hear Bridget.
Oh, because like on my screen, Bridget has like the 50-yard stare, which is odd because she's probably right in front of her wall on her computer.
Like
but hold, please.
That's
I'm
just
gonna
my
just have to
face.
come back again. Hopefully
It's
this
the dark
isn't-
vision.
It is,
That's
which I don't
your
have.
face.
Hold, please. I'll be right back. Campaign join
Just me.
again. All right, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's better. All right, I think I may be wise for me to keep my camera off. This is making me very nervous. When we play for real, I think what I'm going to need to do is like run an Ethernet line from the router to the kitchen. Things that people at home are probably really excited to hear about. So, all right, so we got, we did not get to the whole thing where, Bridget, can you just kind of run us through real fast when you are about to start a new campaign or a new session? What is it that you do with your 20s?
Wait, what?
Your
Say that
D20.
again? Cut
Before
out.
you start a new session, or before you start a new campaign, you take all your. She said like I'm about to talk about $20 bills. What do you do with your
My
D20s?
psychopathic behavior.
I love it.
Yeah. So I have all my my D20s in a separate bag because I have issues, and I roll every single one, and the ones that get below a 10, I immediately put back in the bag, shunned for the rest of the night. They will not even be looked at or breathed on by another person. And then the rest of them, I roll them, and that's what I'm saying. It's not psychopathic if it works. But I roll all of them that are like good, and then I take the top 6. Sounds so psychotic.
I love this.
And then I put the other ones that I don't use in the bag. And then I roll the top 6 again, and then I put them in number order. So like whichever one rolled the best goes on top, and then I put them in number order. And then I use the one that's on top the most.
This is amazing.
That's
So to be clear, so we heard that the top 6, implying that there are at least 6
More
sets
than
of dice,
6.
because if every set has its own D20, then there is.
Each comes with 2.
Oh, you got the 14 set. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Not that crazy.
So there was one episode. I just want to bring you back because you were definitely the dice person in the group. I'm getting questionable behavior because I'm really into it myself. But for you, there was one episode where you met a djinn named Maurice, and in that episode you had to roll dice, but it was the opposite because if you got under a 10, the lower you got, the better. So what happened there? Did that throw you off because you killed it that episode?
Well, apparently it's whatever it calls for, because I rolled like crap for that whole time, and I never roll like that. if I'm being very honest. And it worked because the dice were ever in my favor because I rolled like 1s and 2s like it was going out of style. Thank God it's what that was for, and it wasn't for like something important. Well, like, I mean, it was important, but it's like a fight that needed me to roll high.
Yeah, but that worked out. Now, what about, I have a couple more questions, and then we're gonna wrap it up, but one question I have is about a certain pet that we've all grown to love, and we know that Liam is on our side. We know he's like not player versus DM, but it does feel like it's DM versus Harold.
He's gonna kill my rat one day. Because every time I go to use Harold, Liam's like, so where's Harold? Where is he? Where is he? We're in a fight. Where's Harold? I'm like, don't kill my rat, Liam. He's in my pocket. God
You're like,
damn
the first rule of Fight Club is that we don't talk about Harold. Wait, what? Because I think there were several times where, like, one time he was like, I don't remember who he was, but he was like, who's your friend? And then it was like, oh no, you're gonna kill him.
I was like, don't look at him.
So I think we have a couple questions about the future guesswork of what's to come. Belth, where do you see, or Bridget, where do you see Belth going with Harold as a harbinger of danger? Good Lord. I like how we sometimes ask Harold for advice, even though it's exactly what you would do. So
Truly.
where do you, any hints or things you want to divulge about what's in store for Belith, or what her goals are, or anything, or are we on a need-to-know basis?
Well, Belith is for sure gonna fight that rabbit at some point because I cannot stand her. Oh my god. She makes me feral. I cannot stand Shelby. And then I feel like diving deeper into, like the dream thing that everybody kind of, I mean, you don't know, like, in character about it, but, like, there was a portion of that, and, like, what that really, like, means to her, like, in the future, because like, and like, she's never hasn't told anybody about it, including all of you, so I feel like I'm excited to like have you guys figure out that there's something else going on that you don't really know about yet. So
that's really cool. And then you mean aside from Night Shoes, but there can be more to it.
Yeah, there could be.
And then
it
goes deep, and then your yeah, at some point, I don't know what is going to happen. Either some point Liam's going to divulge something, or at some point your dice may not treat you as nicely as you hope on a regular basis, and somebody might key into what's on some plates, what's on some questionable behavior. But so far, you're rolling and not having a problem, because we're just like, what? I don't know. Yeah. Everything seems normal. Very cool. And lastly,
we did at one point.
We did.
Yes.
We did.
I just think we forgot that we got the information.
Yeah, exactly.
I think I wrote it down.
If you were going to describe a campaign to somebody who's never listened to our show before, how would you describe it?
Buckle in. I would describe it as an unmitigated disaster, but what do you call it? What do you say?
Unmitigated disaster of a campaign with friends. We asked the question of what I don't even remember. It's just coming to me as if like I remember this from a dream. We asked the question of what happens.
I feel like that is like perfect because we literally like mess around so much, but it's also like I feel like we each take it seriously to like an extent, like when something is going on, but then like also in the background we're like, what's funnier than 24, 25? Like that's like our mentality is like it's half serious and half that. So like I feel like it's just it's a grand old time with Marshmallow.
Oh heck yeah! And I think the most important thing that we're serious about is what we're gonna eat for dinner that night when we play. It's probably the highest in the priority of everything.
That pizza really needs to make it back on top.
Yeah, heck yeah! Hellish rebuke. It's happening. We're gonna do this. All right. Well, this has been I just try to keep the language appropriate. This has been a lot of fun sitting down with Bridget and with Liam, and we are going to continue on with some of these amazingly ridiculous conversations where somehow it all comes down to dice, Harold, and shoes. where we have a chance to talk to each other and get a sense of where things are going. What else do you need in your life? So I think that you could probably expect to hear from us with our normal show in probably about a month. But we're going to do these fun episodes in the middle. Hopefully my base will be back together by then. But if not, we'll do it online, get Ethernet cables, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. So that's going to do it for me, for Liam, and for Bridget, and we will see you next time. Peace. Bye. Oh, you missed my finger too.
Bye.
All right, cool. That's it. We'll see you next time. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye. Campaign is produced by Levine, Orlep, Liam, Bridget, and myself, Michael Heit. I edit and mix our show. Our intro voice recording was done by the one and only Koltrane. Music used in this podcast was sourced by Fanatical's 2023 music bundle featuring Dark Fantasy Studio. If you like Campaign, we hope you'll consider going to our show notes and supporting the show. Doing so helps us put out more shows just like this one. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Can I ask a question?
How do shoes work? How are
Do you
shoes?
wear shoes at night?
You know anything about
Low tops.
Warforged? I totally see like Belith waking up in that like feel like like that, and then I bent down to like tie my shoe.
Do you wear shoes as a tree? That's a serious question. Is that canon? Do trees wear shoes in
He
this
doesn't know
game?
how to eat, but he doesn't put his shoes on.
I'm assuming he has like his armor boots because he's wearing like the plate
I'm
mail.
picturing like high top Vans,
does
like
he-
on this tree.
Does he use bunny ears to tie him? Like, I just so
Is it
curious.
around the tree and through the hole, or is it bunny ears?
Oh my god, I wish that conversation had waited 5 more minutes, because you'll see why.
Oh no.
I wish that conversation waited 5 more minutes.
Okay, yeah, I'm good.
Listeners, if you're home and you want to AI us an image of Tree wearing high tops, that'd be sweet.
As I'm bending down to like fix my shoe or whatever, Belith just looks at me and is like shakes her head in disappointment.
Can't even deal with that right
goes
now.
back to sleep, and I turn around. And I'm like, oh, okay, and I walk away.
You all get dressed, get your gear together.
Take your shoes off and get ready
Dawn
for the day.
is quickly approaching.
My shoes. Oh, sorry. I just picture that Tree wears high top sneakers at night when he sleeps, and then when he goes back to adventure, he takes them off.
You know, whatever helps you rest. Whatever helps you get through the night.
That's gotta be canon.
I don't know why that got me. That's so funny.
Well, I think I learned a lot from hanging out with these humans. Sure. They wear their night clothes and they take them off and they're ready for the day.
All right.
See you tomorrow, Night Shoes.
I found out that in 5th edition, a normal arrow consists of a wooden shaft with a metal arrowhead. So for future reference,
Fantastic.
The next time
Wait,
Bella's,
you're telling me that whenever you feel inspired, you could light her arrows on fire?
well, yeah. So like once
gonna tag team.
once Bella sinks an arrowhead deep into a
I will
monster, I can just
absolutely rule of cool that.
heat it up until it's scorching hot, and then they can't drop it. Just saying. That's
100%.
Wait, let's just, for a hot second here, no pun. She rolls into action, she gets a bonus attack, she climbs up a rafter, you light the thing on fire, she shoots it, and no one else has basically had a turn yet. That's insane.
I probably want
That's
to
how we
wait
do.
until it's actually embedded in the monster before I heated it up like that, but yes.
Well, I'm gonna,
Command might work. I could double check. We'll say it works for now. I can look it up for next time.
alright.
So you can use command, or if not, I was gonna say
If it
when you
fails,
go
I'm
to
gonna
bed,
cast it,
you're
right?
gonna have to make a flat luck check and roll above a 5. Just to see.
So I take the luck coin?
No, you just do a d20. As long as you roll above a 5, you're good. Oh god. What did you roll? First of all, did you roll that one?
I rolled in that one.
I just got us out of the problem.
And when you enter, you immediately notice that it isn't.
It is indeed bigger on the inside.
You're admiring my drink of holding, aren't you?
Drink of holding.
Help, I feel like this playing music would open this somehow to go inside.
You want to play some music?
Can I play a song?
Yeah, we can.
Bust out a tune.
Yeah. Baby, one more time. I want to play like an old song that I know from my childhood, and maybe something a little more modern that I kind of came up with.
Like row, row, row your boat, or what are we talking here?
That's a great title for a song.
They used all of those things.
Yes.
You know what I think about those guys? I bet you when they have a s'more, I bet you they just like let the marshmallows.
Oh, it's a one.
It's
on
like
that
like a
thing.
white.
They don't even.
Barely. Yeah.
That's all they do.
Chalky
And
marshmallows.
they're like, oh my god, it's on fire.
I
no.
can't do this. I like it with a flavor.
The fire's gonna burn me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kick rocks.
So, back at the
Dweebs.
cabin, you.
Oh, we're versing the goblins? We got this.
Are we allowed to?
No offense, guys.
Are there any rules about interacting with the other team?
I'm more offended that you said reversing the goblin.
No,
She wants to turn the goblins inside out. Oh my god.
no, like.